All right, welcome. Let's go ahead and find your comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Find some length in the spine. Get yourself settled in. And then begin to let the eyes start to close as you move from the stimulation of the outside world to the inside world. And as the eyes start to close, whether you close them completely or find a soft gaze to the floor, just start to become aware of your breath. And just noticing the moment, exactly how it's showing up. I'm just starting to watch the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. You might start to welcome a fuller, more intentional breath. We'll take a few rounds of breathing in. Maybe it's a count of 3 or 5, whatever it is for you that feels comfortable and natural. And then holding the breath at the top for that same amount of time. And then finding your exhale for that same amount of time. Just starting to regulate the breath. Inhale, maybe it's a count of 3 or 5. And holding, same count. And exhaling, same count. And whatever count you've chosen for yourself. Do it 2 more rounds. And after your next exhale, without changing much, just let the counting dissolve, let the breath be as it is, and just watch it. You might notice if things have slowed down a little bit. If you're feeling still pretty active, anxious, stuck in the past, stuck in the future. If you are anywhere but fully right here, right now, take a few more mindful breaths, lengthening the exhale. Letting the exhale grow to be longer than the inhale. Being here for a few moments, either breathing length into the exhale or just being with the breath as it is. Watching it as you start to let go of everything outside of this very moment. Using the breath to anchor you now and throughout your practice. Remembering as we begin our practice, if things get hard, come back to your breath. If you get distracted, come back to your breath. If you feel wobbly, come back to your breath. Using that breath as your foundation. Let's begin this all together, uniting as one, bringing the palms together in front of the heart lifting up towards the thumbs, the shoulders rolling back. Find more length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. We'll take a cleansing breath together. Big full inhale. Audible releasing exhale. And gently release the hands to the knees or the thighs. We'll move through a little cat-cow, letting the heart come forward as you inhale. And then rounding the spine as you exhale. Go at your rhythm. Make it slow, present with each micro movement. And as you round the spine, pull the heart to the back wall, let the shoulder blades spread and broaden. And as you inhale, opening up the front body, take those shoulder blades, squeeze them together, opening the heart a little more. And keep going, finding a few more rounds. As you're ready, let your next breath in take you to a neutral spine where you'll roll the shoulders back and exhale, melt them down. Back to center, feel your legs and hips on the earth. Find a lengthy breath as you breathe in, reaching the crown up, and as you breathe out, grounding down through the tailbone. Let the arms reach out to the sides, energy in all 10 fingers. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, fingertips straight up towards the sky. And exhale, out and down. Left arm lifts, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, over. Good. And then we inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. We'll inhale, the other arm lifts. And as you exhale, reach it over. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. We'll do that a couple more times. Try to use your core to lift and lower instead of pressing through the floor. Keeping the shoulders out of the ears. And length and rooting down through the hips. Last round. We'll take it one more time. Inhale, up, exhale. We'll take an extra breath here. Really reaching out the fingertips, rolling the top shoulder. Take a nice full breath in and out. You might even look past the elbow. And then inhale. As you exhale, pull the tummy in, lift the heart, and then relax that arm down. And right arm lifts. Take it on over. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Top shoulder rolls open. Check out. Move it around a little. Really ground through that right hip. Another inhale, another exhale. And then as you exhale, pull the tummy in, lift the heart, reach the fingertips up, and release that arm down. Please join me for a cleansing breath. Full inhale. Full exhale. Okay. Crisscross the legs in the opposite direction. So if one is in front, put it in back, or on top, put it on the bottom. And then let yourself settle in. Settle tall, find the length in the spine. Reach the arms out and up with a big breath in. Gather, and then as you exhale, a little tap down to a twist, right hand, left knee, and then look behind you, find length in the spine. We're going to inhale, come back up through center, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, other side. Tap down, look behind you. Keep shoulders relaxed down. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Good. Another round, little tap down, look behind you. Keep length in the spine. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, tap down, look behind you. Shoulders relax down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, cactus arms, squeeze shoulder blades together, forearms to the back of the room. Lift the heart, big breath in, big breath out. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, flip those arms down. Beautiful. Straighten out the legs. Pull the flesh out from underneath. Sit up nice and tall. Press energy out the heels. Toes are pointing up. Root down through the thighs. Root down through the heels. Pull the tummy in, heart lifts, squeeze and push in or pull in and up. Good. Let the chin tuck. Imagine energy coming out the crown of the head. Another breath, bring back to center. Let's point and flex each foot a couple times. And then come to flexing and some circles with the ankles. Both directions. Awesome. And then grounding through the heels, we'll bend the left knee and take the sole of the foot to the inner thigh or the calf, wherever works for you. And then when you get here, I want you to take that right hip and pull it back. So the heart should still be facing, the heart and the hip should still be facing that right foot, not opening up to the side. So you pull that right hip back, sit up nice and tall, take the hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart, bring energy into that right foot. Feel free to stay just like this or bring the hands forward a little bit and start to hinge from the hips, thinking about tailbone, heart reaching forward. You might even feel like you have a little arch in the back. And if you want to stay there, feel free. Otherwise, take the hands forward. Reunite with your breath. Let your breath guide you in, so we don't have to go as deep as possible. Just allow a few more breaths. You might even pull the ground towards you, encouraging more length in the spine. Shoulders roll back, heart reaches forward. So the chin is tucked, the head is not completely dropped, so we're not surrendering all our weight into the neck. We'll try to stay connected to the breath. Nice and long and juicy. Soften the jaw. Another big inhale and big exhale. Rooting the hands to the floor. Low tummy pulls in as you start to press the earth away, lifting yourself up. Roll the shoulders when you arrive. Take that bent knee, bring it up. Bring the heel as close to the hip as it'll go comfortably. Wherever it is for you is just fine. Excuse me. Sit up nice and tall, find lengthen the spine. Let the right hand wrap around the left knee. Left arm's going to sweep forward and up. Big breath in. And then start to open the heart over to the left and reach the left fingertips to the wall behind you and then down to the floor. Lengthen the spine. Melt into your twist. You can wrap the right arm fully around the knee to pull it across the midline to keep the shoulder relaxed down and away from the ear. And don't forget to energize that right leg by flexing the foot. Your gaze can go to the back wall. Take another 2 breaths, breathing length in. And as you breathe out, spiral if that feels right. Running through the hips and the feet, the left fingertips start to reach for the back wall. Lift up towards the ceiling, spiraling you back around to the front. When you land, we'll take that knee and drop it down again. Then we're going to take the straight leg and release it behind you with a bent knee. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat this morning. If you're sitting on something, you might want to take it away, push it back, as this works better not sitting on something. The right hip's melting towards the floor. It may not reach, that's okay. You're going to inhale, sit up tall, take both hands over to the left and press that right hip forward, sending the heart over to the left. You might come up on fingertips to find more length in the spine, ground down through the left hand. Right arm is going to reach up. Welcome back, Susie. And take the hand to the floor near that back foot as the hip melts down towards the floor. And then inhale, let the gaze follow. Arm reaches up. And as you exhale, the hand comes down, the right hip comes forward, and look over to your left, past your left shoulder. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, fingertips lift. As the fingertips land to the floor, the hip melts to the floor and you look past the right shoulder. So we get a little action in the neck, not just the arms and the hips. And inhale, lift, come back through center, look over the left shoulder. Good. We'll do one more. Inhale, take up space. Let that right hip melt down as you look behind you. And inhale, reach up, press the hip forward. Hand comes to the floor, lengthen up through the spine. Take a nice full breath in, pressing the right hip forward. Full breath out. We're going to start to walk the hands to the front. And then lean back. Use your hands behind you to release the legs, a little windshield wiper. And then we find our way back into Dandasana. Flush out from underneath. You can put the blanket back underneath the hips if you'd like. Press down through the thighs, up through the crown of the head. Flex the feet, energy out the heels. Bring everything in and up. Reconnecting to yourself, your center, your truth. And we bend the right leg. Bring the sole of the foot towards the inner thigh or the inner calf. And then check out that left leg reaching forward, pull it back so that hips are squared to the front towards that left foot. Flex your left foot, hands behind you, lift the heart. Might stay like that, it might hinge forward from there. See if tucking the chin feels good to the back of the neck. And then you might take the hands forward. Taking a few breaths. Letting your breath guide you in deeper. Remembering the breath might be guiding you to a place of allowing. Letting go. Another 2 breaths here. Rooting the hands down, low tummy pulls in, slowly start to press yourself all the way up. As you come up, let the head come up last, roll the shoulders. Let's take that knee, bring it in. And lengthen the spine. Left hand to the knee, right arm's going to reach up, big breath in. And then reach it behind you as you spiral the heart over to the right, fingertips to the floor. Let the shoulders roll away from the ears and down. You might take that right arm, wrapping it around the knee, but try not to let the shoulder roll forward. Inhale length, exhale depth. Keep the left leg energized. Gaze goes to the wall behind you and the jaw is soft. Inhale, more length of the spine. Exhale, softening into the twist. Full breath in, full breath out. And big full inhale, reach the right fingertips to the wall behind you, up to the ceiling, spiral back around through center. Lengthen through the spine, and we'll melt that bent leg down. And the straight leg is going to bend behind you. Get yourself in there mindfully. Check out what's happening with that left hip. Melting down to the floor. It may or may not reach, and that's okay. You don't have to force it. It just is what it is. And then we'll take both hands over to the right. And this time, press that left hip forward, sending the heart more to the right. Rooting down through the hands. Maybe you're on fingertips, and that's okay. Ground through the right hand. Left arm reaches forward towards the side wall. Take up space, reach it up towards the ceiling. And then float it behind you towards the left foot, belting the hip to the floor, and then looking over the left shoulder. And then inhale, reach the fingertips up, press the hips forward, and start to look over the right shoulder. A couple more rounds, take up space, go at your own rhythm. Make it slow and mindful, lots of moving pieces with intention. Be sure to rotate that left hip. We'll make this our last one. Next time, both hands floor, press through the hands to find length in the spine. Left hip presses forward with a full breath in and out. And then we'll start to walk the hands forward and then lean it back to release the legs. The windshield wiper. Go ahead and take the soles of the feet together, knees wide, pull the flesh out from underneath. Lengthen up through the spine. You might take the hands to the ankles. Roll the shoulders back, pull the heart forward. So by pulling the ankles back, lifting the heart, shoulders out of the ears, tuck the chin gently, let the knees surrender to gravity. Allow a few breaths. If you want more, you can hinge forward. Just taking this time to be with your body as it is and with your breath. Sliding the hands to the knees. Pull the knees together. And let the feet come hip distance apart, maybe a little further away. Take the hands behind you. Blanket here. Hands behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Squeeze elbows towards each other. Really ground down through the hands, ground down through the feet. We're going to send the hips up to a reverse tabletop. So squeeze the glutes as you press the hips up. I suggest keeping the chin tucked in instead of dropping it back. Just keep things extra safe. Press down, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips a little more, and then slow down, placing the hips, and then wrapping the arms around the knees, tucking the chin, releasing the shoulders. Take a breath in and out. Do that again. Take the hands behind you, root them down, squeeze shoulder blades together, squeeze elbows together, ground through the feet and the hands. As you lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, press the hips up more. Breathe. Awesome. And lower down. Again, wrapping the arms. This time maybe grabbing the opposite. The knees a little pull to the outside, so stretching out the wrists a little traction. Good. And last one, you can do it just like we've done. Take the hands behind you. I'm going to come sideways for this one. Staying either right as you are or straightening out the legs. Pressing through the hands, squeeze elbows and shoulders together. If the legs are straight, we're grounding through the heels. Same thing, squeeze glutes as you press the hips up wherever you are. Press up more. Squeeze the glutes, thighs, quads, core, everything. Another breath. And then very slowly and gently lower yourself back down. Go ahead and bend the knees if they're not bent. We'll do the same thing, grab hold of one wrist, pull the knees to the outside, get a little traction on that wrist. And we inhale, sit up tall, and find your way around to tabletop, hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide. Yourself settled in here, a little tail wag maybe. Check in what's happening with the shoulders. Can you roll them back, pull the tummy in? We'll move through some cat-cow and we'll throw a little child's pose in the mix. We'll start with your inhale, opening up the heart, shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, send the heart forward. And exhale, round the spine. Feel free to stay with that if that feels right to you. If you'd like to add on, send the hips all the way back towards the heels, stretch through child's pose. And then inhale and scooch the heart up, shine it forward. So around the spine, pull it back. Let your breath move you. Couple more rounds. And then we'll all land in child's pose. While your knees come wide to get into the hips. Wiggle the hips around as you melt in. Taking another full breath here. Inhale, come forward into plank. Forward into tabletop, my bad. And then take your hands forward just a little bit. As we shift the shoulders over the wrists, try not to collapse the hips, keep them lifted in a modified plank. Shoulders out of the ears, tummy pulling in. Another breath here. And then we're going to slowly lower down, but we're going to drop down. So start to drop the hips. Let the quads meet the floor. Bend the elbows so it's not too intense on the back. And lower down, belly, ribs, and chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Shoulders reach back, elbows reach back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra again. This time float the hands. Squeeze shoulder blades together, elbows reach back, pelvis roots down. Take another breath here. And then release down. Next one, you can inhale, same thing, or take it to a higher cobra if that feels right for you. And then we lower down. And press all the way up into tabletop. Curl the toes and make your way up into plank. Press the earth away, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See if you can press the earth away a little more, send the heart up. Now send the hips up and back, down dog. Get yourself settled in your down dog, walk it out a little bit. Pausing your down dog, shoulders out of the ears, hips reaching back. Start to bend your knees. Really squeeze your glutes and inner thighs. Bend your knees until they lower all the way to the floor. Uncurl your toes. Bring your hands under the shoulders, back into tabletop. Ground through the hands and the knees and the legs. Tummy pulls in, left leg lifts, right arm might lift. You can keep the right arm down as well or float it forward. Find your drishti. Another full breath. Bend the knee to the elbow underneath, squeeze in and up. And then inhale, extend. This time we're going to take the knee and the elbow to the outside, like cactus arms. Squeeze, take the knee towards the elbow, and then extend. One more, pull it in and under. Inhale, extend. And last one to the outside. Inhale, extend. And then release your limbs down. You might wiggle it out. You might come to child's pose or cat-cow. Roll the wrists a little. Take a few breaths. We'll all meet back into our tabletop. And this time we'll extend the right leg behind. Flex the foot, square the hips, tummy in, and maybe the left arm lifts. Find your drishti. Find your breath. Good. Bend the knee, bring the knee to the nose or the elbow in, squeeze and lift. Inhale, extend. This time we bend to the outside. So like cactus arm. And then inhale, extend. One more in each direction, take it under. Inhale, extend. And to the outside. Inhale, extend. And release down. Cat-cow or child's pose, roll your wrists, whatever you need. Take 3 deep, full, slow breaths. Rounding hands to the earth, making your way back into tabletop. Stepping one foot back, step the other foot back, plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Get yourself settled in here. Left leg extends behind you. Step it all the way forward. Up it forward if it needs it. Get settled here. Might wiggle the hips a little bit. Might melt in, dropping the hips a bit if that feels right for you. If squeezing the thighs and lifting the hips is better for your body, then do that. Ground through the right hand, left arm lifts. Big breath in, big breath out. 2 windmills, take the hand down behind you. And sweep it down and forward and back up. One more. Good. And then release that arm down. We'll step the right leg to meet the left. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Release the head. Let the legs be strong. Tailbone reaches up. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine, shoulders roll back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive. Take it all the way up, and then bring your hands to your heart. Big inhale, big exhale. Little bend in the knees, we inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, right through center, forward fold. And the knees ground down, step back with the right leg. And take that back foot, plant it flat to the earth, heel drops down behind you, warrior 2 footing. Check in with that left hip, it loves to poke out, can you pull it under? And then the right arm's gonna cartwheel up, and the rest of the body follows into warrior 2. Take the legs a little wider if that feels right, drop in the knee, just enough to keep the knee above the ankle. Take a moment to settle in here. Big breath in, big breath out. Cartwheel the hands down, back heel lifts. Step it back into plank. Squeeze to the middle line. Got a vinyasa if you want it. You can also press right back into your down dog. As you arrive in your down dog, extend the left leg again behind you. We're going to take the left knee towards the left elbow. We're going to drop it down to the floor behind the left wrist. We're not coming into pigeon. Just keep the left knee behind the wrist. Press through the hands. We're going to bring that knee up to the left elbow.
and then drop it back down mindfully. 2 more, up to the elbow, and then back down. Up to the elbow, and back down. This time we lift it up to the elbow and then press it back, down dog. Take a nice big breath in and out. Right leg extends. Step that right leg forward. Up it forward if it needs. Get yourself settled into that low lunge. Ground through the left hand on the earth. Right arm floats up. Little twist. 2 windmills with that right arm. Big circles. Good. Reach the arm to the ceiling, and then release the hand down to the ground. Step the left leg forward, forward fold. Relax the head, tuck the chin. Allow a few breaths here. Then reverse swan dive all the way up. Hands to the heart. Take a nice full breath in and out. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale right through center, forward fold. Bend the knees, ground the hands, step back with the left leg. Let that left heel draw down to the floor behind you. Warrior 2 footing. Right hip tucks under, around through the legs. Left arm lifts and we cartwheel up. Finding your warrior 2. Settle in. Ground through the feet. Activate the inner thighs. Take another breath or 2. Good. So we cartwheel down as mindfully. Back heel lifts. We step it back. Plank. Squeeze to the middle line. Got your vinyasa if you want it. As you arrive in your down dog, extend the right leg again. Right knee comes behind the right wrist. Just bring it as close as it'll go. Ground through the hands. Pull the tummy in as we pull the knee up towards the elbow or higher. And then lower it back down. Pull it up. And lower back down. Again, pull it up. And then lower back down. And this time we pull it up and send it back, downward facing dog. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Look to the top of the mat, walk the feet forward. It's coming to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Put the chin tucked so the head is heavy. Round through the 4 corners of the feet. Inhale, come up halfway, roll the shoulders back, find more length in the spine, pull the tummy in. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend the knees, reverse swan dive. And bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath here when you land. Ground through your right leg. I'll mirror you here. We're going to lift the left knee. Drishti. Find your point of balance. Remember, toes can be on the ground here if that's better for you. Another breath. And then our standing leg, we're going to bend it a little bit and then place the foot down next to the other. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Excuse me. Ground down through the left leg, right leg lifts. Really rooting down through the standing leg, pulling tummy in and up. Finding strength and stability, using your muscles, using your drishti, and using your breath. Good. Another breath here. And then a little teeny bend in that left leg. And place the other foot down. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, center forward fold. Ground through the hands, take lots of little steps back. Find your way into plank. Take the feet wider from left to right, almost as wide as your mat, maybe not quite that wide. And then we're gonna let the heels draw down to the left. So you're on the edge of the foot. Left foot, you're on the pinky edge, right foot, you're on the big toe edge. Either stay here or prop yourself up onto the right fingertips. You might even take that right arm all the way up. Release the right hand down, bring the heels up. Same thing, other side, heels draw down to the right. Outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left foot. Maybe the left hand props up onto fingertips, maybe it lifts. Keep those hips lifted. Another breath. Release the left hand down. Heels come up. Take the knees to the floor, press back into child's pose. Take 2 deep, full cleansing breaths. Inhale yourself back up into plank and back into down dog. Extend the left leg behind you. Bend the knees, stack the hips, left over right. Keep the shoulders square to the floor. Another breath here. We're going to take that left knee to the outside as we shift forward, taking the left knee to tap the left elbow. And then swing it around, lift it up. Left hip is stacked on top of the right. We'll do it one more time. Left knee outside, shift forward, little tap. Take it back, lift that knee. Toes to the sky, square the hips, the left leg comes forward, low lunge. Get yourself settled here. Feet might go a little wider from left to right. Ground down, lift up, high lunge. Let's take the hands to the low back. You might clasp them, elbow to elbow, palm to palm. Shoulders squeeze towards each other. And maybe the knuckles start to reach down, but keep those shoulder blades squeezing together. Don't let the shoulders roll forward. Another breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to take the hands, reach them forward for the wall out in front of you, and guide them down to the floor. Back leg steps forward, forward fold. Release the head. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. Hands to the heart. Nice full breath in and full breath out. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, come through center, forward fold. Ground through the hands, step back with the left leg. Find your stability. Root down, rise up, find your high lunge. Check in with your drishti. See how things are feeling here. Create more space by taking the hands down to the low back. Shoulders squeeze together, elbows squeeze together, knuckles might reach down. Taking a good inhale and exhale into the open heart. And then we inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, paint the wall in front of you. Slowly lowering down, hands come down, step it back. You've got a vinyasa if you want it. Make it yours. Breathe. When you make your way into down dog, there's no rush, but when you get there, we'll extend the right leg behind, bend the knees, stack the hips. Keep the shoulders squared. We're going to start to shift forward, take that right knee to the outside to tap the right elbow or move in that direction. And then send it, stack right hip over left. One more time, knee to the outside, little tap to the elbow. And then take it back, lift that right hip over the left. Start to straighten the legs, square the hips, and we step that right leg all the way forward. As you arrive, we'll let the back heel draw down. Pull that right hip under, and we make our way back into warrior two. Take a moment. Pull the edges of the mat towards the center, get a little more action in the thighs, and send that energy up and out the crown of the head and out the fingertips. Begin to straighten the front leg. Reach the fingertips as far forward as you can. Stay here. Press that left hip behind you. Good. And then slowly tick-tock the arms for your triangle. Try to take shoulders out of the ears. Make the legs nice and active. Don't lock them. You might look up towards the ceiling for a little more challenge. Left fingertips reach up to the sky, pull you up and out, bend the front knee. And we cartwheel down, back heel lifts. Step the back leg forward, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. And bring your hands to your heart. Nice full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale through center, forward fold. Step back with the right leg, all the way back. Right heel drops down for warrior two footed. Ground through the legs, right arm floats up. Making your way up into warrior two. Good. Settle in. Open the hips. Let the gaze go forward. Make sure that front knee is not falling in to the big toe. Another breath in, another breath out. Begin to straighten the front leg. Reach as far forward as you can. Staying here for a moment. And then tick-tock the arms. You might look up towards the ceiling. You might look to the ground, but the legs are strong. Lengthen the spine, tummy pulling in. Ground through the legs, squeeze thighs together, lift the right arm up. Bend into the front knee. Good. And we cartwheel down. Back heel lifts. Step it back, plank. Squeeze to the middle line and plank. Feel free to do what we did before. Take the feet wide and drop the heels down. Maybe the right arm lifts. You might do this with the legs stacked as well. Side plank. Wherever you are, breathe. Yeah. Lift the hips a little higher. And release that right arm. If it's lifted, back to plank. Lower the knees, move through your vinyasa. When you make your way into down dog, we're going to come forward into plank again. You can take the feet as wide as the mat and then lower the heels to the right. Or stack the legs one on top of the other. Maybe prep up onto left fingertips, maybe lift that left arm. Wherever you are, breathe. Press down, lift the hips a little more. And then mindfully release the left hand if it's lifted. We've got another vinyasa if you want it. Yeah. Wherever you are, take a nice full breath in and a full breath out. And we'll make our way into downward facing dog, moving up there. Look to the front of the mat, walk or flip the feet forward. Coming to a forward fold, release the head. We'll come up halfway, hands to shins, straight spine. Pull the tummy in, ground through the legs. Take the arms out to the side, maybe. Another breath. Press down through the feet, bend the knees, inhale, sweep it all the way up. And then hands to the heart. Good. Grounding through the left foot, we'll bend the right knee and lift. You always keep toes to the ground. Find your drishti. Another breath. Pull the tummy in without leaning back. Start to straighten the right leg. You can keep it low, especially if you notice you start leaning back if you lift it up. Another breath here. And then we're going to tick-tock that leg slowly behind you, warrior three. Take it slow, mindful. Press out the heel. Square the hips to the floor. Use your drishti. Find whatever expression with the arms resonates to you today. Ground through the standing leg. We're going to very slowly take that right leg forward. Try not to put it on the floor. Bend the knee. Bring it up towards the chest. When you arrive, take the hands around the knee. Pull the knee in around the spine. Yes, and release the right leg to the ground. Feel all that energy. Just feel it, be it. Take a nice full breath in and a full breath out. Another inhale, another exhale. And ground through the right leg. Find your drishti. Bring the left foot forward. See how that right leg's doing. Pull the tummy in and then bring that knee up. And your breath. Good. Straightening out the leg. It can be low, it can be high, wherever it is. We want to keep the torso upright, not leaning back. If you notice you're leaning back, lower the leg a little bit. And then we slowly tick-tock it behind you. Take it slow. Moving into your warrior three. Keep the hips squared. Energy pressing out that lifted heel. One with your breath. Any expression with the arms. Okay. And we're going to slowly bring that knee forward. Try not to put it down if you can help it. Once it's forward, take the hands around the knee, pull the knee into the chest, around the spine, almost as though you're going to kiss your knee. Use your drishti. Beautiful. And then release the foot down, hands to the heart. Notice what's happened to your breath. Self-regulate. Bring the breath in slower and out slower. Feel the body as it is. And sweep the arms up, take up space, big breath in. As you breathe out, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg steps back. Little lunge. Let's ground the back knee to the floor. Uncurl the toes, squeeze thighs, and float the arms up. Nice big breath in, big breath out. Maybe the tummy pulls in a little more, the heart opens.
And take up some space.
And then we gently release the hands down to the floor on either side of the left foot. Take the hips back, straighten out that left leg. Toes point up. If you have blocks, it's a great place to use blocks under your hands. Press the heel down and then back towards you. That's going to pull your left hip back. Then reach the heart forward beyond the left toes. Let the chin tuck so we're not reaching from the chin or the throat. Another 2 breaths here, melting inward. Good. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, bend the front knee, place that foot to the floor. Take your hands forward, curl the toe, lift the back knee, and step it forward, forward fold. I shake the head yes or no. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back with the left leg, low lunge. Back knee drops down, uncurls. Squeezing thighs together, lift yourself up. Drop the hips if that feels good. Space, pull the tummy in, send your gaze skyward. Soften the jaw. Receive. Breathe. Beautiful. Release the hands to the floor around that front foot. We're going to pull the hips back, straightening out the right leg. Flex the right foot. Press the heel down into the ground as you pull the heel back towards you, pulling that right hip back. Another good place for blocks under the hands here to create more space. Soften your breath, soften your jaw. Lift the heart, bend into the front knee, ground that front foot, hands to the earth, curl the back toe, lift the back knee, and step it back. Find your down dog. Nice big cleansing breath in and big cleansing breath out. Up onto tippy toes. Press the hips back further. Another breath. Slowly lowering the knees to the floor. Nice and strong. And once they land, uncurl the toes. Take the knees wide and press back into child's pose. Nice full breath in and out. Next, with your exhale, telling the body it's time to cool down, slow down. Eventually bringing your hands under your shoulders, slowly lifting yourself up. Slow, stay inside. And eventually let the hips come to one side. Swing the feet around. Scoot yourself forward a little bit. As you arrive, lift the heart. Come out of the low back, shoulders back. Ground the feet, let them be hip distance apart. You can keep hands behind thighs if you prefer. Then start to lean back. Keep the spine straight though. We're not rounding back. We're going to lift the heart, shoulders out of the ears, lean back. Feel the core, inner core line, tune in, turn on. Bring your hands to your heart if you'd like. Bring your arms out to the side. Keep the heart lifted. Take the arms up. Maybe if you want, try to keep yourself leaning back, even if you start to shake. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hands down in front. We're going to lower down and slow. Really slow, one vertebra at a time. Take your time coming down. When you arrive, take a nice full breath in and out. Take the right leg up towards the sky, do some circles with the ankle, feel the energy move all the way throughout the leg, maybe the other direction. Okay. Press the right ankle over the left thigh, with that right knee press away from you. Either stay there or pull the left knee in towards your chest. Good breaths here, letting head and shoulders stay heavy to the floor. Watching and witnessing sensation. With experience as it rises. Letting your breath ground you. We've got an option. You can release the hands from the legs, seal the thighs nice and tight, pull the knees into the chest, arms wide, and let the knees float down from tight eagle twist. Or if that's too much, doesn't feel good, just untwist the legs, stack the knees on top of each other, and stack the hips and come into a regular twist. Use props if you need them, placing them between the knees to support. You begin to just let that right arm draw heavier and heavier with each natural. Maybe soften and settle into the shape. Your next breath in, we're going to pull the knees up to the chest. Bring yourself back through center. If you have the legs crossed, uncross them, a little windshield wiper or rock and roll. Whatever feels better in your body, just realigning the spine. And then, as you feel ready, place the feet to the floor with bent knees. Take a big belly breath. Big releasing exhale. Left leg goes straight up. And we make some circles with the ankle. Nice and slow so you can feel it throughout the leg. And in the other direction. Just letting your breath and the slow movements start to ground you. And crossing that left ankle over the right thigh, letting the left knee fall away from you. The left foot flexed. And then pull that right knee into the chest. And take a few breaths there. With your breath, sensation. And when you feel it's time, you can seal the thighs, bring the knees in towards your chest, arms come out from the shoulder, and the legs will go over to the right. And of course, you can stack the legs instead of eagle, twisting them. Just find the twist that feels right to you right now.
Use your breath to settle in. Have a full breath here. When we inhale, bring the knees back up through center. If they are still crossed, uncross them. Rock and roll, windshield wiper, whatever feels good. A little movement to realign the spine. And place the feet to the floor, bend knees. Let's take a big belly breath together, big inhale. Releasing, letting go, exhale. Hands come down by your side, feet are grounded, hands are rooted to the earth. And then the hips start to lift, little baby bridge. Press down, lift, squeeze the glutes, let the knees and thighs walk towards each other, keeping them in line with the hips. Ground down a little more, lift a little more. Another breath, make sure there's space between your chin and your chest so you can breathe easily. And then as we lower, we'll lower really slowly, one vertebra at a time. We'll start to round the spine as long as that feels okay for you. Lower down, upper, middle, lower, sacrum, and hips. As you land, feel everything let go. Take a nice big breath in and out. And let the legs come long. Let the feet flop out. And then turn the palms to face up. Take up a little space. Let them come away from the body. Roll the shoulders under gently. Not so much that the ribs are poking out, but enough where the shoulder blades are laying flat. And then let the eyes close, either completely or find a soft gaze to the ceiling. A nice big breath in, the biggest one you've taken all day. Fill the whole torso, fill the arms and the legs with your inhale. As you exhale, just let everything go into the surrendering and support of Shavasana. Whole front body melts. Tongue drops down from the roof of the mouth. Back, teeth and lips separate. The jaw surrenders, signaling the body that it can surrender a bit. Taking this time to be with and witness the body breathing itself. Begin to welcome more intentional breath in and just feel that breath, belly breath, feel life force. And as you exhale, feel into the relaxed body. You're letting another full inhale, sending that breath down the limbs. Full exhale. You might start to wiggle fingers and toes as you gently wake the physical body. You might turn the head from side to side, stretching out the neck. Even opening and closing the mouth to release the jaw. As you come back into your physical body, take a nice big stretch to breathe in whatever it is that you've created in your practice today. Bending the knees, and just rolling yourself over to one side, taking a few moments to rest in fetal position. And it all begins again. At this time, when you make your way up from the fetal position, take with you in your practice today. Even if you don't know what that is, just trusting that something positive is coming with you. Or maybe it was a letting go of something that you don't need anymore. Your way upright by spiraling to a longer, taller spine in a seated posture. Finding that length in the spine, and as you do arrive, bringing the palms together in front of your heart. And we sit together in this place of oneness, of connection, stillness, and peace. And we'll take a cleansing breath together, big full inhale, audible releasing exhale. And we bow down to that divine place within each of us, a place of beauty and wisdom, intuition and grace. Namaste. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.